Hey, this is Danielle Bennett, also known as Diva Q, and today I am making my fiesta shrimp tacos. The first step in making my fiesta tacos is, of course, we gotta get the slaw made. It's really simple. Grab a big bowl, grab a whisk, spatula, and get to making the slaw dressing. So we've got our mayonnaise. Not all mayonnaises are created equal. Really get a good quality one. We've got some big flavors for some lime juice. We've got a little bit of vinegar. Mustard powder. Now, this is something I use a lot in a lot of my slaw dressings. I love the flavor because it's not a lot of heat, but it does provide a ton of flavor. We have got some seeds, some celery seed, lots of deliciousness there, some black pepper, and some really good quality salt. Now, once you have that all in there, get it all mixed up really, really well. Give it a good whisk. Everything's all nicely incorporated, ready to go. Time to move on to the onion. I really want the flavor of this onion to come through well, so I've got a box grater here, and you wanna hold it down nice and solid. You wanna take your onion nice and flat, and what you wanna do is you wanna grate your onion. And you're gonna notice this is gonna change the texture of the onion significantly. You're also gonna see a lot of onion juice. All right, once you've done that, put that over to the side, and you'll notice there's lots of juice in there. Take your hand, make sure you get all that deliciousness from the back. Take your knife, carefully get that onion over into your bowl, just like that, and get as much of that juice in there as possible. So we've got our cabbage here, and one of the things that you wanna do is you wanna cut this super, super fine. Now today I'm using a knife. You could also use a mandolin on a really fine setting. You wanna do really fine, fine shreds of this, so take your time with it. Now we've got all of the super finely shredded cabbage. All of our slaw goes into there. So you wanna toss to coat all your cabbage. Looks lovely, smells lovely, nice crisp crunchy goodness. And let's get on to our carrot. So we've got a carrot here, slice off the end, and you wanna give it a good peel. And then just like the cabbage, you actually want your carrot to be cut up nice and fine as well. You can grate your carrot or you can just cut it into a julienne. I'm gonna cut it into some tiny little pieces. So coming in, doing some really nice thin cuts of carrot before you put them in there. I think we're pretty good there. Now you wanna add those to your slaw. All right, our slaw is now complete. We wanna get this in the fridge, ready for our delicious tacos. And now it's time to make our delicious shrimp marinade. Let's get going with our ingredients. First thing I'm gonna start off with is lots of minced garlic. We've got some beautiful paprika. We have got some chili pepper. We've got some cumin. I've got some delicious salt. Grab a couple of good limes. Grab a zester. And you wanna get to zesting. Get lots of goodness in there. Now, when you have a good amount in there, give them a tap off. Grab a knife, because it's time to juice these limes. Fresh lime juice makes all the difference. And we want a significant amount in there. Now, once you have all that in there, grab a whisk and grab some oil. Give it a stir. And now this, and you're gonna smell it right away. You're gonna smell all those spices. You're gonna smell that lime, you're gonna smell that garlic. It is a super impactful marinade, okay? It's all ready. Time to move on to the shrimp. Take your scissors right along the back. Just a nice little snip all the way down to the tail. And what I like to do is just take my fingers, press it apart. And what you'll be able to see is that little vein that goes all the way down the back. And if you can get that out, that's great, and discard it. Run your finger along the back, all nice and clean. Pop it in the bowl and continue to clean your shrimp. We've got a big bowl of shrimp here. It's time to marinate our shrimp. Now, I wanna talk about the marinade for just a second, okay? So one of the key things is you only wanna marinate these shrimp for 10 to 30 minutes max. Here's our marinade. So all you wanna do is wanna pour this marinade all over these beautiful, now cleaned shrimp. We've got all that marinade all over our beautiful shrimp. I'm gonna get cleaned up here and head to the grill. Grab a little bit of oil, grab a spatula. Just a little bit of oil is all you need, just on the side that you have the shrimp on, okay? So, give it a good spread out. nicely coated. Look at that goodness, you can see the smoke, so it's literally sitting right between medium-high heat. Remember, shrimp cook fast. As they're just starting to turn opaque, it's about 140 to 145 degrees, that's when the shrimp are done. Time to get our tortillas on. And one of the things is that we're going on the left-hand side of the grill with these, and they're sitting on low. I've got 8 today going on there, just like that. Remember, having everything prepped ahead of time is really essential to using the Flatrock because things cook quick. All righty, for this, it's all about that sizzle. Delicious marinated shrimp. We marinated these for about 15, 20 minutes. Remember, the max is 30 for this size shrimp. I'm gonna grab a spatula. I'm gonna spread out all my shrimp because you want them on one layer. Now, while the shrimp are cooking, I wanna flip my tortillas because I want that golden goodness from the griddle to really make these tortillas the best ever. So grab a pair of tongs, take a look at that golden goodness. That is what we're going for. So while we're keeping an eye on our tortillas, we wanna get our shrimp turned over. So grab your spatula. Make sure they all get nice and turned over. And you can see when your shrimps get just a little opaque, they're almost done already. I'm gonna take off all of this deliciousness, keep it nice and warm for when our shrimp are ready to come off. If you just touch them, you can feel that they're just literally starting to get nice and solid. The color's nice and opaque. One last little turnover. All right, here we go. Shrimp, tortillas cooked. Time to make some tacos. Got my 3 beautiful tortillas. Get them all set up. Get your plate ready to go. You can smell the garlic, you can smell the lime. It's delicious. So we've got our beautiful shrimp in there. Look at how big and juicy they look. Oh my gosh, they're delicious. Now let's add our stuff. We're gonna go with our slaw with that dressing. Once we have our slaw, it's time to go for the guac. I'm being fairly generous with that. A little bit of crema on there. And then we've got a little bit of fresh cilantro, a little bit of acid. And then the last thing I always do, a tiny little bit of salt. There we go. Delicious, absolutely amazing. Fiesta tacos, total party. For this delicious recipe and so much more, make sure you go to Traeger.com or download the app.